Hi everyone, so I've already shown the Shadow Clone leveling strat for Season 22, so this is specific only for the season because we have the seasonal theme, and whenever you click a shrine or a pylon, you get a 1 minute timed Shadow Clone that will blast stuff for you. So the way this works is you have to increase your sheet damage and best case also wear some legendary items, but it also works without legendary items to a certain point. And generally, when you start the season, you will have a few blood shards from the challenge rift cache. You can easily just gamble something and you're almost guaranteed to get any kind of random legendary that you can wear. And since you're going to be blasting on T6, you also have a pretty decent chance of finding more legendaries as you progress. So it should not really be a big deal, and well, any Shadow Clone is basically going to one-shot anything on Torment 6 when you level. So you can use this to your advantage to actually level really fast when the season starts. Especially for solo players, this is probably the recommended strategy, unless you get really lucky with your upgraded legendary or you play like a necromancer or both. And I expect that we're gonna have 1 to 70 solo times of around 1 hour for like the really fast times, maybe even faster than this. And even if it's not going so well, you can probably do 1.5 hours, which is still usually better than Nephilim Rifts or Massacre bonuses. So here are the locations, and you can see them on the list. We have in Act 1, we have the Southern Highlands and the Leoric's Manor. So both of these are pretty nice because they have a shrine exactly at the start. Right next to the waypoint, you can just check them. You walk around a little bit. And especially when you get the one in Leoric's Manor, you can just keep walking around the area in the Northern Highlands and you might find another shrine on the way there. Just be careful because you have these ranged monsters, the goats with the impaling spears, so they can one-shot you, and if you die, your Shadow Clone is gone. So have to be careful that you don't die, and preferably take some mobility skills, some immunity skills, maybe cheat death if you get it early on your class, like barbarians have it very early. So this will definitely help you out here. On Act 2 we have the Howling Plateau. Again, you can check either just the waypoint or you can walk all the way up to over the bridge, and you might find some shrines on the way there. And then whenever you get one, just try to clear the area and maybe you find another shrine there. With Alcarnus, also you can quite comfortably walk towards Maghda. Don't do this on hardcore though, because you can't be out there, and basically when you go to the end and there's no shrine, then you will die. So this is something to be careful about. On hardcore, you should skip the road to Alcarnus. In Act 3, we have Bridge of Korsikk. Again, either a waypoint, you can get one immediately, or you can walk up a few screens at least and try to find one there. The same goes for Rakas Crossing, either at the waypoint or you walk up quite a bit. So especially when you get one in Bridge of Korsikk or Rakas Crossing, you can basically walk all the way across the bridge and you might find a second shrine there. This can be quite nice. Then we have the Tower of the Cursed and Tower of the Damned. Both of these have spawn points quite close to the entrance, so just check around the waypoint and then just go back if you don't have anything. And in Act 4 there is the Realm of Fractured Fate, which is very good. So you can find a shrine right at the start, and if you do, you have a pretty high chance to find more shrines. So they seem to be spawning quite a lot in this area, and definitely worth checking out here. Especially if you're quite mobile, you might be able to run through the first set of monsters somewhere, for example the Demon Hunter with vaulting, and try to find a shrine even if it's not directly at the start. But definitely this is a pretty good zone here. And then we have the Gardens of Hope level 1 near Rakkis. This is also a bit of the more difficult ones because you have to walk quite far to the boss, so this is only recommended also for the faster builds. The wells, the guaranteed shrines they can find in Act 4, they do not work, they don't spawn a clone. So this is quite unlucky, else you could just go there every time and we could just blast all the way. And lastly we have the Gardens of Hope level 3, which is also a pretty good zone. You have even 2 shrine locations right next to the waypoint there. So this can be quite nice, and then you can also just go all the way and maybe find another one. In Act 5 there doesn't really seem to be many zones suitable for this, and there's also very hostile monsters. So since you don't want to die, it's probably best avoided and you just check the other zones. But you have enough waypoints to check, and when you start a game you're basically guaranteed to find at least one of these to have a shrine if you walk around a little bit, and maybe even multiple ones in one game. So it's quite nice, and it's a very consistent strategy that will make the leveling quite fast and smooth if you try this out a bit. I would recommend to try to level yourself a little bit on Torment 6, and maybe like, you know, just try it on live servers, see how well you can survive, how well you can dodge monsters, maybe practice that a little bit, because you have to be quite careful. And some of the clones are also not really using the best abilities to screen clear everything for you before they can attack you, so you gotta be quite careful about that. Especially in the areas where you have ranged monsters like Act 1 and stuff in Highlands, that can be a bit of a problem, and you have to be really awake to try to dodge everything. But normally it's not really such a big deal, because the shadow clones one-shot everything, and try to just craft new gear every, let's say, 10 levels or 15 levels or so. Just go to blacksmith, select like one of each armor items and maybe a weapon, and then just craft like the highest usable piece that you have. And don't look at the stats, just equip it, that doesn't matter. And you don't really have to spend much time on this or many materials. Just make sure that you have like higher item level stuff with like higher stat rolls, high vitality, maybe some all res. So that can help you out a lot. You can also find screenshots of this. That is something made by Basshead, and he linked this to me at some point, so I'm using this here, and credits to him. So here you can basically see all these stones that I have just shown in the video with some pictures, and you can see the area that you want to check, also with some screenshots of actually spawned shrine locations. So this is quite useful here, and I can just recommend checking this out. And like this, you will be quite aware of, you know, where to go, what you will find, and then you don't have to waste valuable time at the season start. So I hope this overview helps you, and you're gonna have a blast when the season 22 starts. I might try this strategy myself. I'm not entirely sure yet what I'm gonna do. It might be cursed chests for me, it might be this. So you might do some more testing when the time comes. So for now, I'm gonna leave it with this, and hope you like this video, and see you guys next time.